showtime.
OnlySlabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics. Happy Slabber Day. It is that day of the week where we come together in the glory that is graded comic books. And with me to celebrate in that glory, of course, Chris the Comic Vet. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm trying to contain your excitement.
That's not where I pictured this going, but okay. No, I'm good. Like I'm not here doing the wave, you know. But yeah.
It's still too cool for that in Canada.
Oh, it's just a different generation now. That's all.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Anyways, joining us today on today's episode, we have King of social media, maybe? I don't know. He's all over the place on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, Diesel Dan, how are you doing,
Whoa, sir? Thank you for that. I've never gotten that introduction before. King of social media? I appreciate that
Just
one.
go with it. I mean, somebody else may try to challenge you for your throne. You may have to defend your title. I hope you don't lose your head. For like the Highlander, I think there can only be one.
Right.
Oh, Dan, we'll be getting to you in just a moment. Allow yourself to introduce you in just a moment. But we are here on YouTube. We are live. And by decree of the gods of YouTube and the internet, we must play Romper Room and say hello to everyone.
Romper Bomper, Stomper Boo, tell me do. Magic Mirror, tell me today, did all of my friends have fun at play?
Well, they most certainly will. Les Crucius is here. Good morning. Hooray. Hulk Collector 82, Kevin, good morning to Lucretius, he says. Forget the rest of us. Just Lucretius. Shop for Comics. Let's get this fine afternoon started and see some slab eye candy. Absolutely. Yeah. Robert Monroe, good afternoon, everybody. Mr. Brian LCS, the Godfather. Hello there. I got a chance to drop in this morning while he was doing his show, just momentarily. This was my once a month. I have to run off, and so I couldn't hang out, but I'm going to circle back in a bit. Entropy and Comics, greetings, community. Oh, we're so formal. Greetings to you, sir. Meatwad number 1. Good afternoon, peeps. Collecting with Durs. Happy Slabber Day to the legends. Sending them much love from work, of course. The poor guy always having to work on Saturday. We feel bad for him, but you got to make a living. You got to buy your comics somehow. Wellbore, heyo. Cat Fan Comics Man, happy Slabber Day to the gentle masses of geekdom. I love you so much. Well, thank you.
I
we
like
love
that.
You, sir. Checking in from Australia at Dark 30 in the morning, Mr. Mad Spidey. Of course, you'll be able to check out Spidey's Outback this afternoon or evening, depending upon, I guess it's evening for us, afternoon for him. But it's also tomorrow for him, so don't worry about it. It's timey-wimey.
Here.
Yeah. Anyways, Brian Barrick, good day to you, sir. Let's see who else we got here checking in. Trev, the shipping guru. It's slabbing time. What's up, everybody? Absolutely. Rob, Chris, Dan, how you doing? Dr. Von Hoot checking in from England. Everyone. Every evening, all let's get slabby, kids. Absolutely, we're gonna get so slabby, so dirty and slabby.
Slabby. Oh, that feels filthy.
Right,
new one.
No, that's how this. It kind of leans into this show, you know. Marty Alechko, a happy Slabber Day from Canada. Kenneth Bird, hi to everyone here today. Kenneth, for some reason I can't find you to send you your link to your tracking number, but according to the postal service, your package should be delivered today in theory, or is scheduled to be delivered today. Let's see. He was our winner last week on OnlySlabs. One of them, Mr. Comics 89. Tattoo, please. I don't think I can watch any more of that intro. Yes, of course. Working Tyler. We have promised that it will go away when he pays his Comics Curing Cancer debt, where he promised to get the Comics Curing Cancer tattoo.
I think I'd be more apt to committing to a tattoo with Nick And somebody said a tramp stamp. I think I would be more willing to get a tramp stamp, like the C3 logo tramp stamp. So I guess I'll just say that right now. I'll get the C3 logo tramp stamp.
Okay,
at 40,
can we
40K.
hold on a second? Can we hold on?
You heard it here first. Tyler's gonna get the C3 tramp stamp if we hit 40K.
Yep.
Nice.
I'll do it.
And of course, we raised $52,000.
My favorite part. I'm sorry to cut you off. My favorite part was Remy just like that face, like, this is a bad idea for you, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna crush 40, no problem.
So he promised to get the tattoo. Now, from what I understand, everybody who's worried about, they're sick and tired seeing Dancy Tyler, is that he has promised to get it in June when Lee from Whack Comics, his partner from Whack Comics, is coming over from Australia, spend a month here and go to Heroes Con. Together, they're going to go get. He's going to be there for support while Tyler gets that tramp stamp tattoo, which hopefully means we'll all be able to get photos taken with it at Heroes Con. And then we'll change out that intro. We'll get rid of the dancing Tyler. So great. And then, of course, Dr. Von Hoot will be able to go get his tattoo of Tyler getting his tattoo, because Dr. Von Hoot promised to do that at $50,000. So there you go. Kenneth, glad to hear you got your comics. Excellent. All right, let's see. Who else do we have here? Say hello. Oh, the adventurous Joe is here. Get ready for some slabbing. Of course, if you're watching through this and you're thinking you're on a rewind, you can jump ahead, just hit the button, and I'll put the time where it jumps past this intro if you don't want to watch this, or you can hang out here and see us greet people like E-Man's World of Geek. What it do, fam? Villains unite. Absolutely. E-Man, happy to have you joining us with it. I haven't seen you in a bit. Let's see, who else we got here coming in? Oh, look at that. The hottest girl in all of the YouTubes. My wife, Mary Frenzy. How you doing there, baby? Show me your slabs. That's why she married me, was for my slabs. Nothing else. My slabs are huge.
Okay, it's awkward, man. Let's keep going.
You're the one who was talking awkwardly about my wife the other day.
All I said was she slid into my DMs.
Let's see, who else do we say? Hello? I want to make sure I'm trying not to say. Oh, Wayne Deacon, hello everybody checking in from the UK. Let's see here. We got Stephen C. Good afternoon. El Green Machine is checking in to say hello. Oh, there we go. Marty's dropping in our first super chat of the day. Of course, all the super chats, all the ad revenue from this channel does go to support Comics Curing Cancer. So thank you so much, Marty Alechko, for each and every Saturday kicking us off with that. I normally kick you off that one. I'm going to give you a different one to start off with. Here you go.
That's the first time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
That one's my favorite.
Dead Man, how you doing? Thank you for joining us from the UK as well. Strong showing there. Joffrey Castro, hello, gentlemen. Where? Oh, you're a gentleman?
It's
Okay.
true.
Okay. Chuck Hensey, good afternoon, all. Steve White, good afternoon, folks. More Canadians checking in. What you don't realize, it'll be tattooed to Twerking Tyler. No, we're not going to replace it with more Twerking Tyler. We're just with a tattoo. Although that would be hilarious to just have that tattoo spit in. Yeah, no, I don't want to see it any more than anyone else does. Let's see here. What we got here? Remember 13 months. That guy, Dale Spence, checking in to say hello, drop a bunch of the emojis. Thank you, sir, for being a channel member and supporting Comics Curing Cancer. Ryan Riley, what's up, my peeps? Absolutely. And let's see, I'll scroll through here, see if there's anybody else. Oh, wait, I know I've seen the name a couple times through here and I passed them by. So hello, Comic Cap Collectibles. Sorry that I hadn't acknowledged you on any of the earlier ones there that you dropped. The real James Willie, as opposed to that fake James Willie. Yep, he's here. And let's see here. Dead Man dropping at 7 months. Time flies at 7 months already. Absolutely. Marty Alechko, the 13-monther, best show on YouTube. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And we'll hope you'll remember that when it's time for the CBC Award nominations when they're coming back around again. We like to be nominated once again. Let's see here. We got anybody else got to drop in here and say hello. I want to make sure I don't think. Okay, I think I've hit everybody. I apologize if I did not get you. And I'll just remind everybody once again, thank you so much. 100% of the channel revenue, as I hide this, there it goes. Thank you. From this show goes to Comics Curing Cancer. That's the ads, the memberships, the merch, super chats, etc. So super chat away. Make sure you hit that like button to get us in front of more eyeballs on the replay. And hey, check out that merch down below. It all goes to Comics Curing Cancer. And that includes, of course, the OnlySlabs merch, including that Chris the Comic Vet, would you mind reading what's on the right side of that label? And, of course, the newest Goon shirt, the Grand Order of Obsessed Nerds. Those are all available there on the chat, as well as Comics Curing Cancer merchandise. All right. We'll say hello to we'll recognize the channel members later on in the show. We want to get into some stuff, introduce, of course. Oh, before we do go into get Dan going, do want to, of course, remind everybody that we're coming to Heroes Con. That's right. It's official. Comics Curing Cancer will be at Heroes Con. So if you're going to be there, make sure you come by booth 1769. We're like dead center of the floor. Prime real estate. We're going to be there. We hope to see you there at Heroes Con. All right. Dan, welcome to the show. How are you doing,
Thank
sir?
you. Good. I am doing good. Thank you so much for inviting me on. This is such a great experience already.
Well, we'll see if you still say that after the show. We're a bunch of filthy, dirty people when it comes to comic books and stuff, I suppose. But
I think
hey,
a lot of us are.
Yeah, well, we're guys. What are you gonna do? Anyway, so were you Jesper? Sweden's checking in. All right, we're all here now. Were you at Shortbox last year, right? Shortbox Live?
Yeah.
Shortbox
Live.
We met each other last year
Yep.
at Shortbox Live. So that's great. All right, cool. So yeah, I reached out to you. You come on. Gonna show off some slabs here with us. Tell everybody, for those that don't know, don't follow you, haven't seen you for some strange reason, give them a little short blit about what you do, what you're all about, why they should give you a follow. We'll get into some books right after we recognize first, though, a super chat from the Spiral Dimension. Show us the damn slabs. Well, we were about to, but now you've required me to show another clip. It's required, and this one's for you.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me. No. Lord helmet, what? You're needed on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock next time.
True, and the irony is he is delaying the slabs with these. So there you go.
You know, I'm very conflicted about how I'm supposed to feel watching this.
So Cat Fan Comics Fan wants to get on with the show, and he says, so who really is Diesel Dan? I mean, really?
Yeah, who really am I? For those that don't know, I'm Diesel Dan Comics. You can find me on Instagram, TikToks, and those places. I like to create content about comic books, whether it's sharing what's coming out, what's going to be on FOC. I do that occasionally. I'm a big Image guy, so mostly going to be indie stuff. I did read a Marvel book recently, so there's that.
Is Image really indie anymore?
That's okay. It is. This can be a whole conversation, but I feel like it is.
I think it'd be a good topic for a show.
Yeah, it is still considered that. I for a while I did say that no, it's part of the big three, but it still is. We could get into that, but
Another discussion for another show.
Yeah, I like to talk comic books. I'm all about the community, uplifting people, being positive, spreading good wealth. I guess I don't know.
A wealth of knowledge spread around like
Yeah, oh yeah.
Some people find it repulsive, but other people just can't get enough.
Yes, exactly.
It's perfect analogy, Chris. There are places in the world where people don't like peanut butter.
Yeah. Where are we going with this? Peanut butter. Okay.
I was just making an analogy.
All right.
There's some people are
But much
allergic
like
to
it, it's comic books will stick to you.
I would have used like butter on your toast, but okay, peanut butter.
Peanut butter came out of my mouth. That's what we're going with.
All right.
Not as many people find butter repulsive as find peanut butter repulsive. Though.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah. Anyways, Dan, before we derail ourselves too completely, why don't we get into the first comic here? Yeah, now we go to P and B and J time, peanut butter jelly.
Jelly time.
See, yeah, look at M&Ms and peanut. Yeah, look at it. People really getting into it. Yeah. Creamy only though. He doesn't like put nuts in his mouth. Sorry.
I'm a fan of creamy only too. So
spread the love.
DVH got it right. Here we go.
There we go. There he is. I hate peanut butter. Another super chat from DVH. Here you go, buddy.
Yeah, that was creamy.
It's gotta be creamy. I do love some nuts in there.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
All right. Anyways, thank you so much, DVH, for all the super chats. Appreciate you, sir. Before we have a riot on our hands, though, we better show our first slab. So, Dan, why don't you go ahead and take it away there, sir?
All right. I am going to. Hopefully, we talked a little bit before the show. I might be showing some stuff that not everyone's familiar with, or it's not the most collected books out there, right?
That's the great thing about the show. Sometimes we have people bring on amazing books where people go, oh my God, you thought you'd never see those books, or you're the one person on the planet who owns that book, right?
Right.
And then we have people who bring on books that people go like, really? Why would you slab that? And it's like, well, that's because it's important to you. And that's what the point of the show is you, the collector, what's the books that are important to you?
Right. Absolutely. Collect what you love, collect what you like, all about that. All right. So here we go. I'm going to show off Witches number 1, 9/8, from Scott Snyder, Jock on the art on this book. This became one of my favorite books just because of the story of it. I connected with it pretty well. I love horror. Snyder does horror. Snyder does horror very well. Yeah, the stand isn't gonna work. I'm just gonna hold it up. Toss my stand to the side. Okay. There we go. Yeah. I connected with this story. For those that don't know about the story, it's a young girl coming into a new town. And her family, they have some turmoil in their family, some issues in their family. And this girl starts to see weird images, these witches, and just the relationship between her and her father really connected with me because I have a daughter. And when I picked this book up, I think my daughter was like maybe 3 years old, and we would just, make up all kinds of imaginary things and, go outside on our bikes and go around the little town, around here, and just going on adventures of our own and our own imaginations. And there's an element of that in this book. So that's what the sentiment behind that is why I wanted this, in a high grade. Yeah. I wanted slabbed. I wanted to encapsulate this forever. I have all the other series. I don't have the slab. That'd be nice. But but yeah, that's where I'm starting off with this book.
So I remember when the book came out and there was some hype about it, but I never heard anything about what it was about or anything. So is this an original cover or is this a homage cover?
This is the original cover. So not an homage cover. This is the original cover for Witches number 1. And two, the witches that are in the book, they are not your typical, pointy nose, green faced, hat wearing witches. These are literal monsters. They are they're ugly, disgusting, huge monsters. And I really want to see this series continue. Scott Snyder and Jock, they're supposed to continue the series. They had a one shot, I think a year or two ago. And I want them to come back with it, but I guess he's been too busy doing other things.
Sometimes they get distracted with new projects and other commitments.
Yeah.
And, yeah. The passion projects take table of who's paying bigger money for certain things as sometimes.
Yeah.
So Dan, I gotta admit this series is on my radar when it comes to trying to find it in the trade. If you were the producer and were to put this show, say, on Netflix, would you go live action or would you go animated based off the style of how the witches are displayed in the book?
I think if they can do Stranger Things, they can do this.
Okay.
I mean I feel like that's a pretty good comparison because you have the Demogorgon monsters. They don't show up very regular, so the CGI wouldn't be crazy. But when they do show up, they're interesting and fun. If they can get through one season and utilize the witches' characters like they would the Demogorgons, or the Demogorgon monster, I think that's pretty good because most of the time they're in the shadows, they're in the trees.
Yes.
There's flashes to them. They would be on screen for maybe like a few seconds here and there until it came to an actual fight or a battle or something like that. And yeah, they could absolutely do maybe 2 seasons for this if this was going to be a show. I think it would wrap it up in 2 seasons. Don't stretch it out longer than that, and it would be a good live action show.
Nice.
Okay.
Awesome.
My opinion.
All right.
All right. Book number 2, another one that's hidden more just sentiment with me and my daughter, actually. And I will claim this is the first signed Zom 100 by voice actress. Oh my gosh, I'm already forgetting names here. Abby Trott. Yes. First, the voice actress of Nezuko from Demon Slayer. So an anime that's pretty popular. Me and my daughter would be watching. There's better lighting. There we go. We would be watching Demon Slayer, and this book came out for Free Comic Book Day.
Yep.
I picked it up because of the Demon Slayer characters down here at the bottom, and some time went on. Nothing came of the book. No one said anything about it, and I started digging just for my personal interest. One Punch Man is a key book that a lot of people enjoy, and it was a Free Comic Book Day book. It was an anime. So why not Demon Slayer? So I started digging. I'm like, where's the first appearance of Demon Slayer characters in comic books? Couldn't find any. I haven't met anybody that has since. And this book came out in 2021. Yeah. So I would say first appearance of Demon Slayer characters in comic book format. Basically, it's just the reprint of the manga in the last few pages of this Free Comic Book Day book. The majority of it is Zom 100. But yeah, okay. So why did I get it slabbed and why did I get it signed? Abby Trott, the voice actress of Nezuko. My daughter loves Nezuko, the character. And I wanted something very unique. I wanted something very to our own that we can have. And I didn't bother doing a press and clean on that. Didn't matter to me. So the 9/8 didn't matter to me. This is going to stay in our collection for a very long time. And I love the pink that she used down here, by the way, for the signature. Yeah, it's so cool.
To get that white, that space for the stamp, which is perfect.
Yes. I asked. I was like, please sign it right there. That'd be awesome.
A lot of people loving the pick. A lot of people loving the choice. Do pause just 1 second. I do want to make sure we get in here real quick. Papa Willie comes in here with the $5 super chat saying at Diesel Dan Comics, great Simpsons Treehouse of Horror pop collection. Papa Willie's a huge Funko collector. So he's definitely a fan there. So Papa, let's get you. Here you go. Here's one for you, Papa. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you, sir. And of course, all of it going to Comics Curing Cancer. Help us support that program. Doing so much good stuff out there because, well, let's just be honest. Cancer sucks. All right, sir.
Yeah,
Back to you.
sucks.
Sorry.
Really quick to touch on the pop figures, since you're such a big
Yep.
fan of the pop figures. I got the Krusty and Homer raw. I don't have a box.
Homer under glass.
Yeah, under glass. I got this at the Dollar Tree. So if you find this at the Dollar Tree, you know, there you go. It's like $100 pop, something like that, in a $1 little case.
Nice. There you go.
All right. Probably moving on. I think I covered enough on this book. Really cool book. And I will, again, I claim first signed Abby Trott, graded Zom 100. I'm absolutely claiming that. I know there's many more out there since I've talked about this in the beginning, but I got the first one.
There you go. Someone's got to prove you wrong, right?
Yeah, prove me wrong. We'll look up codes and all that.
The date signed.
Yeah. All right. Going on to a book that I was wanting for a while, and just could never get around to finding a good raw copy of it. I really like to hunt out in the wild, and that's where I find the majority of my books, is just hunting in different shops all over Southern California. So I revisit places, especially if they got some new stock in. I'm like, all right, I'm hunting those dollar bins. I'm hunting in some $5 bins, whatever it might be. But then James Gunn announced that they were going to be doing The Authority, and I knew as soon as that announcement came that Midnighter and Apollo would be the characters that everyone would lose their minds about. So I had to do this, and I had to get their first appearance.
Oh, God, Peter, hit me!
Yeah!
Ow!
Yes!
Yeah.
I had to get their first appearances in a higher grade, because I knew it's gonna go up if these characters get announced and they get gain popularity through the movies and everything. So yeah, first appearance, Midnighter and Apollo, 9/6. I'm a big Image guy from the 90s, growing up and everything like that. So just characters that I grew up with, seeing them in other stories or Wizard magazine and stuff like that. This was definitely a must-have, and I probably paid. The price has probably gone down on it a bit, and I probably paid a little more than I should have. But oh well, I was like, no, I need it.
You know, that's
It'll recover.
That's the thing, right? If you're, I think the one thing that's really kind of changed, as more we have an expansion of the number of people talking about comics, we tend to connect things with price and value and all these things, but in reality, unless you're in the business of buying, selling, and reselling comics, that's really superfluous. I mean, yes, everybody feels better if you buy a book and it's worth more later than what you paid for it. But at the end of the day, if you're buying it for your collection, and at the time that you're buying it, you feel that price is a fair price that you are willing to pay for the book, then it doesn't matter whether or not the market has shifted downward trend now or up now or whatever. It should just be, buy within your means, collect within your means, buy the stuff that you want to buy, and at a price that you're comfortable paying for it. And that's all that should really matter.
Absolutely. No, I absolutely agree. I just know that those conversations are out there.
And we get caught up. I mentioned it the other day. I think I was doing a video where I'm talking about it, and I just paused myself. Why am I talking and so much about the value or this
price of a book?
Because I'm not, I don't acquire 1,000+ slabs by buying and selling them. I acquire them by buying them and keeping them.
Yeah.
I mean, occasionally you let one go here and there, but I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If you're a collector, it's like you just kind of get caught up into it because it just becomes a talking point kind of, out there, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to drive home to everybody. You know what? Don't forget, let's not lose track of what the purpose is. We're here collecting, man. That's what, and at the end of the day, that's what it's about, is making sure you get what you want at the price you want. Yeah, buy comics to read and enjoy. Sure. You can also just buy comics to enjoy. You don't have to read them. Just buy comics. That's all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Always drive home, collect what you love. Always drive home that idea, that sentiment, that collect what you love. And the majority of my personal collection of slabs and the majority of my collective of raw books, which is a lot more, is what I love, is what I love to collect and what I love to read and what I love to read. This just happens to be one of those ones where it was in that area of like, oh, spec on this and that, and the timing of it when I bought it. So that is, I feel like it's a bit of the conversation that should be talked about when talking about a book like this.
I think it is. And I was on a different panel that we were talking about this on Friday, and it was like, somebody brought a point. It's like, yeah, you talk about it, spec. There's people who spec in order to go get that book because they want to flip it and sell it, and then there's other people that are collectors where you may do some spec simply because, hey, look, I know that there's going to be increased attention on this book. This is a book that's on my radar that I want anyways. Let me get it now before the people who are doing the flip and sell run the price up, and it's up, and I have to wait years for it to come back down again before I can get the book at the price that I want to pay. So let me go ahead and do that now. And
I saw the price of Authority #1 jumping price. It was maybe sitting in some dollar bins and maybe $20 here or there or something. I saw it jump up to crazy prices, and it's up there still, I believe. But and it's a book I have too. I have that in raw, so I was like, oh, I'm happy with that. I'm not running to go sell it anywhere. That's mine.
Anyway,
all right,
I digress.
Yeah. Next book. We're probably gonna get a little bit weirder and a little bit deeper. On top of that, that Stormwatch #4, the first appearance of Midnighter, I had to get Midnighter #1, the first solo. Oh my! Those that don't know anything about this series is Midnighter. It basically combined Suicide Squad with the bombs implanted in their heads and everything, and being forced to travel back into time to kill Hitler. So that's what the synopsis of this story would be. If you ever want to pick up Midnighter and read a Midnighter book and read the first solo series, this crazy mofo right here, who's a complete badass in my opinion. It was such a weird series.
You will, Cafe, you will.
And yeah, Garth Ennis, of course, on it, so it's probably gonna end up being a bit weird. But yeah, I had to get this slabbed because this book and then its brother right here, the variant for Midnighter #1. I picked these up in dollar bins, and I ended up getting a 9.4 out of them and a 9.8 out of them without pressing them and getting them cleaned and all that. Wow. I just wanted to send them in because I thought that would be a great book on top of the all the news for Authority and Stormwatch and possibly seeing Midnighter and Apollo. I was like, yeah, no, I gotta get this slabbed. This would be really dope. And I came back with a 9.8. So I think I turned this in at San Diego Comic-Con last year. I took these out to San Diego Comic-Con and took them to the CGC booth, submitted them, and yeah, that's what I got back.
Dan, who's the cover artist for this variant?
Oh, that is going to be Michael Golden. Michael Golden on the cover for this. So I'll get a little bit closer for you guys there.
Yeah,
really cool cover. Yeah.
I love the kind of the aesthetic of the character, kind of Batman-esque, kind of Punisher-esque, kind of all these different elements coming together.
When I keep saying if and when Midnighter comes out into the DC universe that James Gunn is building, the conversation is going to be had, and I want it to be had, that Midnighter would beat the crap out of Batman. And I'm gonna say say something in the comments. Drop comments right now. If you know anything about Midnighter, I want to hear the comments go off. And you can fight me on. I'll argue with you.
There you go. Well, Taylor brings you Midnighter's just Batman who admits he's gay. That's all.
true. I mean, Midnighter and Apollo, first openly gay couple in comic books, and first openly gay married couple in comic books.
Yep.
So and this man's way more badass than the Batman can be. I mean, he's got some advantages. He's basically like Taskmaster in a way. He can predict the outcome of fight. He's what is it, like like little things that things types in his body that he would implanted into him. He's like superhuman guy. He'd be kicking a tank missile right back at you and all kinds of crap. So he's a badass.
What's the year on that book?
This is 1990. This one's actually 07. Stormwatch is in the 90s. Or was Stormwatch early 2000s? Stormwatch is 1998, and then first solo series is 2007. Yeah.
Okay. No, when you said first, I was just like, what about North Star? Because I can remember all the parade that happened around Marvel when they decided to have North Star come out and then get married. But he may have come out first, and maybe Midnighter was married before North Star was married. But
right.
Anyways,
No. You're right. That is a conversation that's been had too. I don't know if Midnighter, probably not the first openly gay character in comics, but he is the first. Him and Apollo are the first couple, or maybe they're just the first married couple or couple who get married in comics. I think that might be it.
Okay,
probably. I don't know. I forget a lot. I read a lot and talk a lot.
One of the very early ones. That's
for sure. There you go. All right. Now just going to my childhood and my nostalgia. Cyberforce #1.
Yes. Yes.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Yes. I kind of wish it was a newsstand. That'd be even cooler. But Cyberforce #1. I'm a huge Top Cow fan. Wearing Darkness on my shirt, and I knew coming into the show I was going to show some more oddball type stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna dress appropriately.
No, this is not oddball. Like I said, I remember the day that this was released and waiting, because this was amongst the handful of the first Image books that got released, and everything was bloody delayed out your rear end. But yes, this was terrific, and I'm glad that the main character was a little bit of a knockoff of Wolverine, but with much better hair. But yeah, this takes me way back, man. You got to read me what's on the right side of that blue label, though.
Okay, so you got first appearance, Cyberforce, first Top Cow title, Image 0 coupon included, wraparound cover. You got the heroes on the front, villains in the back, and stuff like that.
Pulled that out of Ollie's comic last week. Lone Eagle checking in, say hello. You are correct about North Star and his partner, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so Taylor was chopping in. Might be the first couple where both are superheroes.
Right.
First married couple. Yes, there you go. That was it.
So,
all right.
Miller, that's joined us as well. Milt.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. And Dr. Von Hoot saying, according to Wiki, Apollo and Midnighter are indeed the first married gay couple in comics.
Okay.
And that happened in the last. It was either the second to last or the very last issue of Authority is when that happened. If anyone's curious, then go find that book.
No, it's not necessarily a big part of the story necessarily in this particular character. It just happens to be. Is all. It's not. So some of the stuff that I understand what you're talking about. Some of the stuff where big changes to characters or big announcements about certain characters have been used to make kind of propaganda pushes or make noise to promote something versus something where it just organically is part of the story and that's just what it is. Completely different things there. So absolutely.
Yeah, with those characters, it was always an organic thing. It had always been there. It was part of their character and their design. It wasn't something to grab headlines or anything like that. I mean, if people are just now hearing about it in the chat or anything like that, I mean, it obviously wasn't a headline or anything. It wasn't made to be a headline. So
it just it's not a prominent part of the story, as Phil was pointing out. It's just Anyways, Cyberforce.
Yeah, Cyberforce. So a bit of my origins of where I started in collecting was I didn't always get to go to the comic book shop, but the grocery store right around the corner from me, and Albertsons, I would ride my bike or walk over to it, and they had Wizard magazine on the shelf. Wizard magazine was always full of Image comic book characters and like inserts and like little stories and stuff like that. So Cyberforce and a lot more of the characters that I'll be showing were always featured in Wizard magazine. Then I became in love. I just fell in love with the extremeness of the 90s. I was a 90s kid. Fell in love with the characters. I'm like, oh, these are so different than just, Pretty Boy Superman or Captain America or, those characters over there. This is more my thing.
Yeah, I mean,
So, Cyberforce.
Marvel and DC, they had their anti-heroes there and there, not too many and everything. Whereas Image with the, they went crazy there with all the young guns of the time. They're all now virtually legends within the industry, and a lot of books on they were not necessarily superheroes, but just people doing shit.
Yeah. All right. Let's get on to the next book. This one I will always debate people on it. We can probably debate a little bit in the comments here too.
Look at him crack his knuckles, ready to fight.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready on this one, man. To me, and if you flip through the pages, it's very obvious, and I'll get into it why it's obvious. Icon number 1, right? This, to me, it doesn't say it here. It won't say it. CGC won't recognize it. There's plenty of people that won't recognize this either. This is the real first appearance of Static. Static, for those maybe Static Shock, something like that. You might remember this character. But Static appears in a preview. Yes, Static. Yes, Static.
Couch's is a big fan. Yep.
Yes. So to me, this is the first appearance of Static in comic books. Reasons why. I'll ask you guys. What does it mean to be a first appearance? What do you need for a character to be the first appearance in a comic book?
They need to be in the comic.
In the book.
But
there you go.
I don't agree with ads.
Okay.
As being in,
Me
right?
either.
It should be the story. And we can debate whether or not previews for other books count, because I have had that debate many times with my man Miguel O'Hara. But we kind of, unfortunately, most people have said, hey, it was part of a story. It wasn't an ad or something else. So first is first.
Yeah. So
then you can break it down into however you cameos or whatever you want, or chronological versus.
Would you say the
published.
Qualifications for a character's first appearance is a story that is told, full body, using their name, speaking, and utilization of their powers?
Yeah, if in the context of the story, absolutely.
Right.
That's a first appearance. If that's their first time they've ever showed up, then yeah.
He might not be in the story of this main story of Icon number 1. The preview story that follows, that is I guess maybe you would call it even a backup story. And I know it says giant words preview. That's Static. He uses his powers. He's full body. He's speaking. He says his name. He does all of this, and it does say preview, but it's a story in a comic book.
So is that preview that you're saying, is that like a separate story in a little mini story unto itself, or is it literally a preview pages from the issue of Static?
Yeah.
So for example, Amazing Spider-Man 365, the first appearance of Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099 in preview is literally the first 6 pages of Spider-Man 2099 issue number 1. Not a unique little mini story type of thing.
Right. So there is I think it's a combination of that. because they do format him differently for this preview pages, but it's his own story. It's his own backup story.
Before we continue, Dan, why don't you mind reading us what's on the right side of the blue label?
Yeah.
Then, so how is CGC identifying this?
CGC identifies this as first appearance of Icon, Arnus, and Rocket, Raquel Irvin. So this would be Rocket right here. So this is Icon and Rocket's first appearance. Doesn't say anything about Static in any kind of way.
And was this book released prior to?
Yes.
So it was on the rack before Static was released.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If it's if an individual story on the back, then yeah, I would tend to agree. But as we know, well, with many of these debatable first appearance stuff, not only does the communities this where they go change over time, but also sometimes it's irrelevant. It's just people decide that this is the money book, regardless of whether this is, and it's up to then the collector who's really into that character to say, dude, well, yeah, but that just means I can get his real true first appearance for cheaper.
Yeah. There's that part absolutely
That's
true.
Right. Just get both.
There's even I even own a Wizard magazine. It's a Death of Superman like special. No, it's not. It's not. But it's a Death of Superman like special edition Wizard magazine. And it's not with like the rest of the Wizard magazines, but it has an ad, a black and white ad of Static, and that predates like his first appearance and stuff. So, and yeah, Key Collector does. Someone in the chat, sorry, I didn't catch the name there. Someone saying that Key Collector identifies it as qualifies it as preview. Crack the book open. I've
been asking them to do that on ASM 365 forever. It's first person preview because it's just the first 6 pages of an actual book. But
yeah,
doesn't matter. Anyways,
all right. Reminds me of Gambit.
So all that being said, I got the first appearance of Static.
There you go. You know what? Here you go. Hold on.
That's how. And that's how we follow up this conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. In the end,
all being said, I got you. I
9-8.
still got it covered. I still got the first.
Shit. Now I gotta get
actual appearance.
So what's the note? What's it say in note underneath the date there? Second printing, variant cover. So it says Static
under the
number
date?
1. Yes. Yeah. Right.
I'll try to get closer for you. It just says collection edition.
Okay.
What you're talking about right here, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Just collector's edition, because there were different covers that came out for this. There was like a everything was a collector's edition, especially if you put it in oh my gosh, what's the polybag? Right. So that was part of this. Yep. And then all right, so to right here over in the corner, first appearance of Static, polybag removed.
So why did we spend so much time doing on this mystery? Simply because this is what comic people do. Just like sports people, they debate meaningless things at the end of the day.
And Milestone deserves it. Let's be honest, Milestone deserves the conversation.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. But yeah, no, I spent all the time on Icon number 1 just to cause chaos and frustration.
That's how you set them up, right?
Yeah.
You throw fastballs for first couple one, get them all ready for that fastball, then you throw the breaking pitch, and they swing and miss, right? That's what you do.
This stack was strategically set up. So there you go, Static number 1. Hey all. I got the first appearance. I got the appearances.
People love Static.
I got it covered.
And is that getting us about halfway almost? I think
halfway spot on my stack here.
Are we about
or halfway through the show?
Halfway through your stack.
2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, I believe so. Actually, yes.
All right.
All right, we're going to go ahead and pause then for just a moment, and we'll do our first giveaway. Ladies and gentlemen, again, wanted to make sure that everybody understands that it's all about comic screen cancer here. And with that, of course, we're going to be over at Heroes Con in the summer, check us out while we're there. The campaign, of course, make sure you're following at Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram, as we'll be making all kinds of announcements about what's going on at Heroes Con, as well as the event itself throughout the year, stuff that's going on. So to that end, hashtag Comics Curing Cancer. Go ahead and drop that in the chat. Chris tried to guess and it was wrong, even though he could have seen the preview. But so Comics Curing Cancer, drop that in there. We'll do our first giveaway. For those of you, if you've never seen the show, we have a short box full of comics here. There are Silver Age, Bronze Age, Copper Age, modern books, key comics, all kinds of stuff in there. There's chance to win slabs, chance to win fat stacks of comics, chance to win a mug, all that stuff. We're going to be pulling for at least 6 books from the box here in just a moment. Well, everybody's dropping that in there. Dan,
yes.
I know that you are primarily up running around on the Instagram and the X and the what are the
TikToks?
TikToks. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm old now, so I don't. What you call those little thingamabobbers that you're doing? You're still on the MySpace and the Prodigy net.
Hey, Jeeves.
Anything coming up there that people should be tuning in and checking you out on, other than just follow you just for the sake of following you? I know your YouTube channel is, of course, also linked down below. I know you're not doing a lot of stuff there, but
yeah,
people want to give you a follow there on the YouTube. What's coming up for Diesel Dan?
So Shortbox Live is going to be coming up. WonderCon I'm probably going to be going to. So those are things that I'm going to, and I'm going to try to cover those shows. When you go to follow me on Instagram at Diesel Dan Comics, I'm just hoping to create a conversation about comic books, and for people to join the conversation of comic books. I don't have anything particularly coming up, or events or anything, or shows or anything like that. I just want to contribute to the community in a positive way. Constructive conversations, and you know, all that kind of stuff.
Positive? How dare you?
I know, right? We're
full of going to get with that.
Exactly. I made a point of this in one of my videos that there's, for me, what I've seen and what I happened to see in my feeds on TikTok, on Instagram, on social media, is a lot of rage bait, a lot of rage farming. And I was just completely over it. And I was like, why isn't anybody saying anything about this? And not just in the comic book community, but in pop culture and geek fandoms. We see this a lot. It's an easy view. It's an easy attention grabber. And I'm like, why isn't anybody pointing this out? That I got tired and annoyed seeing this different people doing the same thing. That I found that annoying. I'm like, why isn't anybody else doing anything different? And I follow some of those people that do things different, but I remembered why I got into content creating, and that was make something that you want to see. Mm-hmm. And nobody was making what I wanted to see. So I've gone back to that again. It's just making things that I want to see. And I hope that it resonates with other people and they enjoy what I do.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was funny because when all these different things were coming out and people were going on with things that really meant very little, I made a point of recording a little video that I had posted. Just went crazy with people just simply said, hey, there's this kind of, and I won't be talking about it.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else. At least not on my channel. I mean, I ended up on other panels where things were discussed, but I was like, yeah, it's not me. Anyways, great, cool, guys. Make sure you check out Diesel Dan. On Instagram has a link to all his other social medias as well, so you can check that out there. I'll go back and add some of them down below as well, but the links to his Instagram and YouTube are down below. Chris, how about you? What's coming up for you, sir?
Talk about making content that you want to see. I just dropped the top 10 highest selling graded comic books on eBay for this past week, for the week ending February 15th. It's a pretty good list. We have some I almost want to say indie golden age, but EC Comics was not indie. So EC is
there were so many publishers back then, that are no longer with us. But
we got some golden age Batman on there, and Marvel and DC are vying for that top spot. Last week, Flash on the top spot. So if you're interested to see what the highest selling graded comic book was, check out this this list that I just dropped. Also, I'll be opening basically a 2.0, a mystery box from, my goodness, why am I blanking on their name? Mutant Beaver Comics, where a little while ago I opened up one of their mystery boxes that promised to be strictly exclusive or variant comics. Well, 3 of those books were just normal cover A. So after a quick email, they decided to make it right, and they sent me a brand new mystery box to open. So watch for that in the very near coming future. Rob?
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Before we get it right on our hands, we do have 49 out of 57. Remember, we do ship internationally, so you don't be limited on that. Here, I'm going to go ahead and spin it in 3, 2, 1. Wheel of Fish. And our winner of this first go round is going to be Warlord. Congratulations, sir. Let's go ahead and drop this back here and make myself into the position of power. All right. So, Dan, you're going to be picking for Warlord. So what we're going to do is you're going to pick either a number, give me a number between 1 and 10 from the front, 1 and 10 from the back, or we'll do some back to front action. You just tell me when to stop. We're going to be pulling at least 6 books here for him. So where do we start?
My number is 7.
7 from the front or back or both?
From the front.
1,
7
2,
from the front.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, our first one right out of the back is includes a DC Walmart pack, courtesy of Chris the Comic Vet. So you'll get this for Black Box Comics Psycho List #1, and you're going to get a DC Walmart pack as well there.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Next up.
All right, 6 from the back.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why did I show that first one? I usually don't show these till the end. So all right.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah. All right. So we got 4 more. How do you want to go?
4 more. Oh my gosh. 1 through 10.
Or we do back to front and you just tell me when to stop.
Okay, let's do back to front.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
In front of my finger, behind my finger, or both?
Both. We like a double team.
That's how we do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and here we go one more time.
Stop. Go back a little bit. Yeah, sure,
Here?
right there.
All right. Both or front or back?
Let's do back this time.
Just the back book. Okay.
Oh.
Then one more.
And stop.
Okay. In front or behind my finger?
What I do back last time? Front now.
All right.
Watch your back.
First up. How about some Jim Lee X-Men #1?
Very nice.
I'm all about that.
Shout out to Big that's joined us and Mrs. Von Hoot.
The one shot from Jason Douglas, Jane America. This also includes the extra bonus. It's a telegram inside. At one point, when you're reading the story, characters get a telegram, and then you can pull the telegram out and read the telegram that they got.
Ooh, I like that.
Ooh. Nice concept.
Here you go. Mad Spidey's Jealous Invaders issue 36.
Very nice.
Great series. Love the Invaders.
Nice floating heads there.
Still 35 cents.
That's right. Along this one, man, this one's been in the box a while. It's got 2 free set Pokemon cards courtesy of Shattered Glass Collectibles. This is DC Rebirth issue 16 Harley Quinn. This is the polybagged convention exclusive. It's foily. So Harley hanging out with Power Girl and I think that's supposed to be
Catwoman?
Is that Huntress?
Might be.
Yep.
Can't see too well. Yep. Maybe Huntress?
Anyway, you'll have to unpolybag it and read it to find out. And then how about some Silver Age, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen.
Holy cow! What is that doing in the box, man? Like, come on. It's a 12 center. That's way too early. It's a wrestling ring, boxing ring. Oh, come
Some
on, man.
beautiful checkerboard, DC checkerboard.
Yeah.
There you go. So we'll get those out to you, Warlord. Congratulations there. And along with that, so you can do some pack rips. I got some. I forgot I had these. I'm going to throw in 2 Pokemon trick or
Nice.
trade Halloween packs that you can do some shorts for your pack rips. That seems to be something people like to see. So there you go. Immortal Big Shack says he got his henchman shirt today. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you wearing your henchman shirt with pride. All right. We'll do another giveaway here at the end of the show, but for now, let's get back into some more slabs. Dan,
All
the
right.
stage is yours.
Hey, and Warlord, really quick, if you really like those books that you got, give your boy a follow. All right, let's get back into it. One of the series that started it all for me, Spawn #1.
Yeah. Hold on. There's a few people who like Spawn #1.
Yeah! Yeah!
I've heard of this book. Yeah.
You've heard of it?
I've heard of this book.
There's a few copies out there.
Yeah,
just a little, a few of them. Now that I did get this before the hype of I don't know if you guys were aware of that whole thing with the error print that happened on the inside cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that was. So I got this pre all of that, so I have no idea if that's one of those. It's a 50-50 shot.
I think it affects just like every direct edition or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like a 50-50 thing. So if there was I don't know what, 1 million of these things printed, so 500,000 of those were error printed. So it's equal ratio basically on those things. But yeah, Spawn #1, man. I love Todd McFarlane. I mean, the Todd father. Again, growing up in the 90s. So what happened? Who said something? Were they talking crap?
Mr. Comics 9.6, we are unimpressed.
Oh, okay. Hold on. All right, then. Newsstand 9.0 then. Is that a little bit better? Newsstand 9.0. It's not a 9.8 or anything like that. Both of these were gifted to me. So, that's what you get when you get gifts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My wife actually gifted this to me for Christmas some years ago. It was on my list of just books that I really wanted. One of my grails. So the Newsstand, she I don't know what she forked out for it at the time, but it made me a very happy boy that Christmas morning.
Very nice.
Yeah. So Newsstand 9.0. Very happy with these books. Both of them gifted to me, so I can't be mad at the grade.
I'm surprised, C. Bizzle, you don't have a Spawn #1. I think they issued them to every boy in America at birth.
these are my graded ones.
Yeah. If you have HBO, you should have Spawn #1.
Even I have a couple copies of Spawn, and I'm not a freaking.
Yeah, I have the other copies. I have them raw. That's cool. These are the graded ones.
Of course, have one either. Nice.
You know what's
All
interesting about Spawn? Quickly, that's when Spawn came out. I believe it was $235 Canadian for issue #1. And I remember thinking this is incredibly expensive because most Marvel or DC were like $1 or $1.25 at the time. It's funny now, flash forward later, Spawn is by far the best deal in comic books, straight up, and it's not even close. Any Todd McFarlane book is by far the best deal when it comes to cover price on comic books for New Comic Book Day. Yeah.
I've seen multiple people saying that they don't have a Spawn #1. I guess maybe I'm going to have to get a copy or two for the old giveaway bit, just so we can hear Chris go like, "What the hell's I doing in there?"
Yeah, that's like a $20 or $25 book now.
If you're ever in Arizona, I mean, and I spent some time in Arizona. There's shops all around Arizona that have tons of copies of Spawn #1.
Oh yeah,
so
there's shops
maybe call some of those people up too.
There's cases out there.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you're aware, but they printed a handful of copies. So just saying,
just a handful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So those are
this
those.
is the book that as far as I'm concerned, I don't know that this is a fact, but the first time I remember hearing this is a newsstand thing and making it like somehow this book should be worth more had to do with Spawn, that there was just so many damn freaking copies that in order for anybody to make it anything, they had to go, oh, but wait a second, this is the newsstand variant. There might have been 1 million copies of Spawn 1, but there's only 200,000 of these or something.
Yeah.
So it's rare.
And then you definitely had the explosion of newsstand editions of comics. I think that's when we did start to hear that, like, oh, well, that's a newsstand, or this is that, or whatever, right?
It became this thing that, even when people, I love when they sit there and go, this book from the 70s, look at that, it's a newsstand.
Yeah. That was very normal and that's the thing, when you move into the later years, into the 90s, that's when the newsstands did become a bit more harder to find and in high grade. 2000s and in the 90s and the later 90s, but newsstands from the 80s and 70s.
90s, I started collecting comics, as I said, in 92 was my first time I started picking up comics. I was in college and stuff. They were all off spinner racks.
Actually, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here then, because I was going to save this book for last, but because we're in the conversation of it, so this Spawn number 1, 1992, would have been a little bit harder to find in a newsstand, and it would be harder to find in a higher grade. And then we'll look at this Amazing Spider-Man newsstand. Was it 1984, right? Yeah, 84. So Amazing Spider-Man 252. Yeah, 252. So I always got to double check. Someone might light me up in the comments. So that's not 253, it's 252. But this, I feel like this would be part of the conversation, right? This would be a lot easier to find on the newsstand, on the racks, on the spinner racks, on the shelves like that.
I think around that time it's pretty close to almost 50-50 where you're picking these books up there in the early 80s. So it's because we're in that transition. We're starting to see more and more shops, but there's still a very large distribution network of books via newsstand, whether they're at 7-Elevens or supermarkets or bookstores or wherever else you might have picked them up or found a spinner rack.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would have been a little bit easier to find. Whatever newsstands you could have been at, literally newsstands. These would have been a lot easier to get at that time, unlike the 90s comics.
We used to have them at Music Land, and just for those people who used to go to the mall to go buy music because you had to buy physical media. Back in my day, and we had spinner racks and stuff there of comic books. I mean, that was like one of my early jobs was I had to tear the covers off the books that were sending back. And
sacrilegious. Dan, would you mind reading us what's on the right side of that blue label, man?
So you have first appearance of the Black Costume.
Right. Another controversial book about
first appearances.
If you want to look at the first appearances, but that is that's iconic. The rumors are true.
And then it's a good question: if it's the first appearance of the Black Costume, is it not then technically the first appearance of Venom?
Ooh,
symbiote.
So I would say no. I would say no. Not first appearance of Venom.
Symbiote that becomes Venom. Yeah.
The symbiote that becomes Venom, because the character is not developed. It's not there at all. There's no. But
today Venom is the symbiote. So it's like, by the story has come today where the Venom is the symbiote as opposed to a combination there of the whole. So it's interesting application.
Oh yeah.
Backwards. Anyways, I agree. It's not but anyways.
Stop poking.
Icon static.
Let's just have some fun with it. What's good? Like I said. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. And I didn't realize how full of my comic collection is kind of about that. I mean, I don't have. All right. I'm going to go into a different book, but I'll bring it up later in conversation too about first appearances on stuff. All right, I'm going to dive into my Witchblade stuff. I think that's what I have left here. And yeah, I'm going to start with a Silvestri cover. This is a homage cover to Silvestri's. This is going to be, you might want to play that a few more times.
We have different variations.
Love it.
Yes.
Nice
amazing
homage.
cover. Yes.
Yeah.
For those that remember, Wolverine would be on the X. Witchblade, Sarah Pazzini, is on the W for this cover. What's really cool about this too, and I try to find these as much as I can, is the back cover was a sketch cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, people would get sketches on the back covers of these. I unfortunately don't have any. It would be really cool, really nice to have a Silvestri sketch on the back of one of these covers. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna start off. This was a gift from my brother for like maybe a birthday or something like that. Was like, heck yeah, man, thank you so much. It was one of the books I was missing out of my collection.
I love pencil sketch variants where they're
Yes.
actually look like they've done the penciling and they're not finished and stuff. Yeah, so just let that camera resolve for a second. Just being able to see what goes into it, the layers and stuff. It's amazing what you can see when you actually slow down for a second and really kind of get into these pencil variants. That's why I love them. I always hate it's not that I hate, I dislike, some of the past traditional sketch cover variants where it's like a Jim Lee one where it's like it's a very finished product where it's been inked and it just hasn't been colored is all, but it's like there's not a stray line anywhere on there. That's just like that's line art. This is a sketch cover and it just looks so good.
Yeah, and I feel like Silvestri and Turner and those guys, they really did that a lot in their work and in their art, where there was some unfinished to them. Even in the inks, there was like you could see the breakings in their lines and their inks. Just leaving things kind of unfinished in a way. I don't know if that was how they did that on purpose, especially doing the pencils and inks, but yeah.
Biggie says,
really
must
style.
be nice getting free comics, says the man that I know has many AOKs in his collection.
What's fun about it is some of these graded books is they were gifted. Yeah. I think my brother gave me one of those other ones in there too. I forgot to mention that he gave me, but I've given him books too. So
nice.
Here's another Hello Nurse moment too. This book I was hunting down for a while. I'm gonna stare at the cover while I talk about it. I was hunting this book down forever and out in the wild. Again, what I really enjoy doing is going to conventions, going to different shops, and trying to find the books myself before I go online anywhere or anything like that. This is another gifted book. Actually, I just remembered, and it was one of my girls for the longest time. This is the first negative cover by John Tyler Christopher. Beautiful Witchblade cover.
It's got that Papa Shango flavor if you're old school.
Ooh, dropping the Papa Shango.
Yes, sir.
Nice. That's an old reference.
Yeah, if you're old school, that's got that flavor. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So a lot of people might recognize this style now for some of the covers that he's been doing for Star Wars, that he's been doing for X-Men. So it's very known now, but this was John Tyler Christopher's first negative space cover that he did. And I was hunting this down for the longest damn time. Could never find one. I never would find them at the shows and here in California. All the ones I would go to, and I was on my way or telling my sister I was going to drive out to her wedding. I almost said funeral.
Wow, we know what you think about weddings.
Wow, man.
I'm married, so I'm happily married. But my new brother-in-law, my new brother-in-law to maybe impress or to be on my good graces is like, hey, what's that book you really want? And so he bought this for me. I was like, thank you, man. Like, yeah, I've been wanting that book forever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Then I have two more first appearances here. All right. I'm gonna go with the two of my favorites out of here, and a very underrated book in my opinion. A '90s book, late '90s book, very underrated because this character is huge in pop culture, huge in video games. First appearance of Tomb Raider.
Oh, and boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah. First appearance, Michael Turner cover, Michael Turner art on the interior. There's a handful of different variants for this book, and they're all amazing. Every single one of them are amazing. This, to me, you can pick this up for a very good price. New Tomb Raider games are coming out. The remaster just happened for the games. Completely undervalued book, in my opinion. There is one cover particularly that is harder to find if you are to go looking for them. It has a black on each side, so it's bordered by probably like an inch or two or so, bordered in black, and then it has a Sarah Pazzini Witchblade and Lara Croft Tomb Raider in the middle of the cover, again by Michael Turner. But yeah, I love this book. I'm a big, huge Michael Turner fan, huge Tomb Raider fan. I started with Tomb Raider #2. So yeah, this was a grail for me. Absolutely. Dang, what a haul of slaps you showing. Yay, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying them.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Lots of love for Michael Turner. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, Tomb Raider, you're right. Big, just Lara Croft's kind of
huge property.
Yeah,
huge property. Like I don't understand why more people aren't going out for these.
That's oddity. I've never played the game.
Oh, hey, you can appreciate the woman though.
Is my wife still watching?
She has nice guns. Yeah.
Nice
All
pick.
right. Nice, yeah. Big, nice guns. Moving on to my final book. All right. And again, I know these aren't like 9/8 and everything, right? These are at the grades that I wanted to get them at, what I could afford. And a book that I was, again, another book that I was always hunting down for at conventions and just not seeing them at the grade that I wanted to see them at. If I was going to buy this book, I didn't want it completely spine ticked up. I didn't want color rub all over the cover. I didn't want a giant crease through the cover. And yeah, I could have bought this book at many times, but this book really means a lot to me because of the characters in it, or the character in it. And that's going to be this special preview, Cyblade She.
Nice.
So what's special about this book? It'll say up at the top right corner here, Witchblade pinups by Michael Turner that predate Witchblade's first appearance, black and white interior.
Now, Dan, is this an Aspen release or Top Cow or a combination of the two? Who is the publisher for this?
This was Image Comics. Yeah. So prior to Aspen Comics, they were with Image Top Cow. So Aspen characters like Fathom, Witchblade, Michael Turner's characters was Top Cow Image. So Sarah Pazzini, Witchblade, her first appearance is in this book. This one is a little bit harder to get because this is a San Diego Comic-Con preview issue. So I have the other ones, and they're like, you can pick them up sometimes for $1 in the dollar bins. And they have a different cover to them, different color cover. There's not this blue color here. Mark Silvestri art on them. But they are anywhere from like $1 to $10 sometimes. This preview one is a lot harder to find because it was only released at that San Diego Comic-Con. That's what makes it special. And me being just a huge Michael Turner fan, falling in love with Sarah Pazzini Witchblade, who's just a beautiful woman in comics. And Michael Turner drew her beautifully. So as a kid, I was like, love. I'm in love. That's my ideal woman right there, right? That's what makes it special to me. And that's why I wanted it to get it in a higher grade instead of settling for something that's got a lot of spine ticks or creases or stains or sticky pages or anything like that.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Ms.
Thank
Hall.
you so much for bringing out this great collection there, Dan. Appreciate you coming on the
Thank
show.
you.
We do have, guys, don't run off because we do have another giveaway to do. We'll go ahead and throw it up there. Go ahead and hashtag OnlySlabs. We'll do another giveaway. And let you guys know, of course, coming up on the channel here. So on my channel, Thursday, we did drop a CGC unboxing, a lot of modern books, everything from 70s through just a couple weeks ago, practically. So check out that if you haven't seen that CGC video. Once again, like all large CGC submissions, you got a lot of, hey, that's really cool. And at least one, what the hell is going on here? Also on Monday, I will have my Monday mail haul. We'll open box some more slabs and some more whole pile of, oh my God, it's another big raw book day on that stuff from the community. And then this Thursday will probably be either a product. I got some product reviews coming up shortly, so be on the lookout for those. I don't know if it'll be this week or next week, but anyways, that's there. Well, everyone's hitting that hashtag OnlySlabs. Let's also real quick. Let's go back and recognize our channel members who make this all possible through their monthly contribution to the channel that goes to Comics Curing Cancer. All that goes to the charity event. That, of course, our Goon Squad at the $5.99 a month level. Son of a Bruce, Stephen C., Legion of Comics, DJ Links, Dr. Von Hoot's Comics from the Spiral Dimension. That guy, Dale of Suspense, the Comic Viking, Justin Birch Letters, the Comic Vet, Austin LeMay, Collecting with Durs, Mad Spidey, Brian LCS, Izzyverse NYC, Chuck Hensey, Comiverse, Deadman, Anachronic Comics, Colossus Comics, JG, My Nerdy Collection, Daymares, and still only 35 cents. Then, of course, we have our henchmen at the $2.99 a month level: Travis Vick, Actual Dracula, James B. Comics, PSN Green Hulkster, Digger Jim 720, Blue Hellion Comics, Comic Ozzy, Flo Dameron, Gary B. The Casual Comic Guy, Beckerman, Sector 2815, The Real James Willie, Chaos and Comics, Marty Alechko, Trev the Shipping Guru, Circumstances, Remy Q Studios, Comics by the Bay, Comic Journey, Tate Prime. Oh my God, why didn't I finish making my alternating colors on this slide? I'm always something every week, isn't it, Chris?
OCD is tough, man. I know. Let's go.
With Murray, Comic Man Andy, Cup of Comics, Burke Family 54 Comics, Switch Comics, Ben Parker Comics. It just means I need to do better proofreading. 11, Hulk Collector 82, a comic Machine, TM Nerdy, Lone Eagle, Shattered Glass Collectibles, Gene Malo, Triple G Comics, Nornrad 82, Aggressively Relaxing, Cat Fan Comics Man, Collectible Inc., KBDM, Philtastic Comics and Art, Taylor Winder, Mon Comics, Milt Miller, Cole's Comic Claims, Wellbore, Papa Willie, Team Ohana, Charmaine Deacon, Wayne Deacon, Cali Comics, Mr. Comics 89, The Immortal Biggie Shack, Dagger Comics or Dagger Cards, S. Vaughn 82, Ryan Riley, Chop and Drop 2013, Jesper Arca, Las Crucius 1971, Southern Comic Geek, Canadian Survivalist, Joseph Michaels, The Adventurous Joe, Meat Wad number 1, 23 Monch, Yeah Man 156, and Comic Addicts. Thank you guys all so much for your continued support of the channel and Comics Curing Cancer. All right, so we got 46 out of 57. I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, spin. Round and round and round she goes. Where she stops, so only the internet gods know.
Watch your back.
Winner. Chicken dinner goes to Marty. Let's go. And that is fine. I enjoy shipping all over. Oops, there you go. Thank you. All right, Chris, you know the routine, buddy. What are we pulling for Marty here?
Let's switch it up a little bit. Rob, why don't you count to 10 from the front and take the next 6 books? Just to switch it up.
So 16 from the front.
So count to 10 and then grab the yeah.
Or are you saying grab those 6 books?
Count to 10 and then 11 through 17.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so then we're grabbing a block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to find out how well I have these mixed up, is what you're saying.
Watch your back.
All right. First book up out of here, we have Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen.
Oh my God.
20-cent goodness. Apparently Superman's going to punch a harpy? Yeah, a harpy.
Queen of the Hoppies. Deep cut from the
next up. Bam. If you don't believe in ghosts, we challenge you to read True Tales of the Weird and Supernatural.
2 books that are probably older than all
is that the Master Macabre himself? I can't tell. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to hold you up too much longer, but very cool book.
Chris's personal favorite story.
Yes.
DC versus Vampires, issue 1. Good jumping.
Congratulations.
It's a good
That's
jumping on
the
point.
only book you need.
I think this is the 1 in 25 incentive variant for Thor number 10.
Yes. That was such a good run, too.
All right. From the current series, we have in an homage cover to homage to the Incredible Hulk #1. We have Venom #1, and this is a double signed book signed by Alex Sinclair and Rom V.
I'm feeling like
very cool.
Wow. I'm feeling like everyone is going to be like, Chris, just do the same thing again next time. Like,
we'll get to that in a second.
Yep.
And the last book, Inyok Lee, Carnage #3.
This could be the best. This is just, I'm doing a little RVD here. Like,
So there you are. Those are some great covers. Everything else there.
Wow.
Miller dropping in that $20 super chat. Thank you so much. That's the big one. And that triggers our super big super chat. Here you go.
Morning, sweetie.
Oh, Daddy! What are you doing in here?
What did I come in here for?
That's me reading Image Comics.
Wow. That means we got through almost all but one of our super chat clips. So that was great. Great show. Thank you all guys for the super chats. I super appreciate that. It goes a long way to helping us fund Comics Curing Cancer with the shipping and all the other stuff that we do for that big event. Congratulations there, Marty, on phenomenal picks. I will also send you 2 of the trick or trade packs so you can do some pack rips on your own there. Yeah, Marty says great picks. Thanks, Chris. There you go.
It was all right.
Guys, phenomenal show. Dan, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you so much.
be sure to be here next week. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. Next week, we're back here with Excelsior Slabs. Ollie returning to the show. Guarantee Ollie's a big man when it comes to some Golden Age and pre-code and everything else. So going to be some completely different books.
And look what he's holding.
That's
there.
what we like.
Crime Suspense Stories, issue 22. That's a big
the severed head book. Yeah.
That's issue 22. Classic.
Yeah. So there you guys go. Thank you guys all so much for that. Remember, until next time, collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, including me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.